Pro contra ideias e assunto, ideologia, política, justiça, defesa, segurança, economia, social, educação no cultura, exclusivo, crítico no construtivo, TVE-T, sai inspiração para o futuro.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to our grand final English high school debating session. On this stage with me, we are having English debaters from Eskola, COLEGIO, PAULO, and we also have Eskola, COLEGIO, Eskola ETI, and they are going to compete for the final round as well. So with that being said, every role is going to be the same with this first session, so I would like to give an opportunity to our debaters to introduce themselves. I would like to give an opportunity to Eskola ETI first. Time is given.
Okay, thank you for the opportunity that host gave us to present ourselves. But before that, we'll not forget to give our respect to the host, to the judge, and to everyone who watched this live streaming, and everyone who's participated in this place. Good afternoon, everybody. So we are from Technical Computer School, and my name is Gracia Dominica Sanfilio Ribeiro, and this is my friend.
El Espíritu Santo da Costa Jimenez is my name.
Okay, that's all. Thank you.
Thank you so much, debaters from Eskola ETI. I would like to give an opportunity to Eskola, COLEGIO, PAULO to introduce themselves. Your time is given.
Thank you, Winglusha. Okay, first, with respect, I won't forget to say good afternoon, our honorable judges, everyone that is watching from here and from home. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Marcelia Berengarepi, and my friend here is
Marlena Maya Cardozo Barreto.
And we are the representative of Colegio Paulo VI. And our topic for today is how the government intervention to minimize the youth that have already decided to work in overseas. Thank you.
Thank you so much to the viewers from the live streaming and also for the audience that are right now here. I would like to remind that the motion for today is about how the government can actually minimize the people or the youth that have decided to go to work in overseas. So with that being said, I would like to give an opportunity to Eskola ETI to go with the motion. Your time is given.
Thanks for the opportunity that's given for me. So I'd like to start with my greetings to the host and to all of the judges and to all of the teachers, students that are here. Good morning, everybody. Oh, I thought you guys have been slept for a long time. So I'm happy and I'm so glad that you guys can still hear my voice. So as we know, in this time, our topic is talking about how's the government intervention about the youth people that have decided to work in overseas. So I'd like to start with since the independence of RDTRs, that was on 20 May 2002, the government of East Timor has been carrying out the development in a various fields, like education, agriculture, plantation, and various others also. From all of those various sectors are free for us to choose which one do we wish to work for. As written in our Constitution, for the 50th article in the first verse said, every citizen, regardless of sex, has the right and duty to work and freely to choose their profession. And there's also the last verse said related for this day. And also, in the article, for the 5th article, in the first verse said, the state promotes the creation for the organization, the principle of decentralization of public administration. With this article, I have concluded 4 points, main points that I consider is very important. The first point is the local government can execute or create a public administration program in the district. And the second main point is the local government can allocate more funds to the development program in the district. And the third point is the local government can also open a labor field or work field for the young people in the community. And the last
debaters, you're now giving an opportunity to your partners to answer the question as well.
I'll finish this one first, then I will give up.
You have to speak in 3 minutes, which means that you only have 2 minutes left.
So in order to develop young people to be more competent to participate in development, I suggested that government competence play important role to prove certain conditions to young people, the young people capable to expose the potential that they have and utilize it for such innovations in different levels of development. For this, government should assure that Timor-Leste has a strong law to protect the citizens of access to decent jobs.
Thank you so much, debaters from Eskola ETI. Your time is up. I would like to give an opportunity to Eskola COLEGIO PAULO. Once again, you are given 5 minutes only. And ensure that during 5 minutes, both debaters has to intervene the topic. Your time is given.
Okay, working overseas or overseas employment is employment in any foreign country for a limited period. Overseas employment has been a famous choice for youth people in Timor-Leste to get a job with high salary. However, that is not the only thing. Another reason is the high number of people in Timor-Leste that be unemployed, which forcing them to work in overseas. Unemployment rate of Timor-Leste increased from 3.4 at 3.6% in 2002. Based on a website called Statista, in 2017, the rate in Timor-Leste was approximately 4.76% to a 4.73 in 2018, 4.51% in 2019, to 4.91% in 2020 and 5.07% in 2021. Many youth have taken overseas employment in some countries in additional, South Korea, Australia, many Europe countries. According to TempoTimor.com, which was published in 2019, said that in the past 3 years, over 1,500 people from Timor-Leste have worked in Australia, mostly picking or packing fruits on Australia farms. It may have some benefits for youth people to support their own economy and develop our country from abroad. But that still has some obstacle if the government still permit the youth people to work in overseas. Now here we are going to see the obstacle for youth who wants to work in overseas.
The first of the rating unemployment that happened in our country and caused young people to decide to go to work in overseas. So in that question, in your intervention, I would like to ask some specific question. If you have to decide as a government, seeing that young people are making a decision to go to work in overseas, it is happening. And from your perspective, do you think the people who have decided to go to work in overseas
advantage? For example, the advantage is that when they go work overseas, they can work and they get paid and they can support their family that are still here in East Timor. But for the disadvantage is that some of them doesn't really care about our country after they left. So that is a negative point.
Elaborate on that, please. Thank you.
As we know, everything has advantage and disadvantage. So I think it may have a good advantage, but as we already explained, it's also have a lot of disadvantage as we talk about. Thank you.
Thank you so much, debaters. Ladies and gentlemen, please give them a round of applause. Thank you so much. ETI, same question goes to you.
Thanks for the question. So I'd like to answer. Based on my perspective, I think this is not a bad decision because why? Our constitution authorized the young people or forever, whoever wants to work in others' country. As I've said earlier, in the 5th article or in the 50th article, I've mentioned that. So we are free to choose our profession and which one do we wish for. Thank you.
Would you like to elaborate on that? Your time is given.
Yes, like my friend has already said, it is not a bad decision because the law has give the opportunity for everyone to get a job, whatever job they want. Okay, thank you.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, our motion is about how the government actually minimize the numbers of the people that have decided to go to work in overseas. Nonetheless, from both debaters have stated that it is good for the people who have decided to go to work in overseas. So, I would like to follow up on that question. If you were the government of this country, would you still continuously allowing those people to go work in overseas, or would you stop that? Do you get the question? Do you want me to elaborate? So, you have said that the people who have decided to go to work in overseas, it has an advantage. It's good for the people because it allows them to sustain their family. So my question is, if you were the government of this country, do you still allow them to continue to go to work in overseas, or would you stop them to go to work in overseas? Do you get the question? Your time is given. I would like to go with ETI first.
If I'm the government, I will just let them to work in other country, because I've said our laws is authorizing us to let us to work in others country. At the same time also, it has a benefit for our people to work in others country so that we can explore more about what is happening outside there. So after we got all of those experience, all of those knowledge that we have gotten there, I think we come back here, we can apply. So I think the best solution is the government must prepare an condition for the young people after returning back from their break.
Thank you so much, ETI. I would like to give an opportunity to Eskola, COLEGIO, PAULO. Your time is given. 1 minute only.
Well, if I am a government, I'm gonna continue to allow them to work in overseas, but also at the same time I'm gonna create a job market so that they can have two choices if they want to work in overseas or not. Thank you.
Yeah, to add up to what my friend said, like, yes, I will allow them, but I will minimize them because we have to create more job opportunities so they could stay here and develop our country. Because in some people, they just take it as a chance to escape instead of like going, working, and contribute to our country. Thank you.
Thank you so much, debaters. Now, I would like to give an opportunity for each debaters to ask the question regarding the motion that you have given. So I would like to go with Eskola ETI first. You are allowed to ask question to Eskola COLEGIO PAULO. Your time is given.
Here I have one question. I have heard that you say 3.6%, 3.4%, and you have told the year, where did you get it from? So I would like to ask the question, where did you get it from? Because you have mentioned already 3.4, 3.6. So can you let me know how many girls and how many boys are there? Because you already told about the percentage of that numbers.
Thank you so much. So the question is asking about the data that you have told to this audience. Where do you get this data? In what year that is actually you access to this data? Thank you so much. You may answer the question. Your time is given.
Our data, we get it from Google, from a website called Statista. You can go and check it out after if you guys want to. And it was published in 2021, recently.
They have answered your question, so I would like to give an opportunity to Eskola COLEGIO PAULO to ask the question to Eskola ETI as well. Your time is given.
Okay, I just want to ask about your opinion. As we know, in other countries, they pay higher salaries because they are developing well, while our country are still in the process of doing it. And what do you think about youth that go there because they want higher salary? Do they have negative thing or something? Like, should we blame them? Are they blamable?
So the question is asking about the people, the youth in our country, they decided to go to work in overseas. One of the factors is because in overseas, they have high salary. So as a debaters, from the people perspective that they have decided to go to work in overseas, allow me to speak slow if I speak too fast. So the people that who have decided to go to work in overseas is because one of the reasons is because high salary. So do you think having a perspective of having a high salary, is it a good decision or is it a bad decision?
Okay, I would like to answer the questions. For my opinions, it is a good decision, or because the salaries is high and it can complete our necessity that we need. Because in other countries, we have know that in other countries there are so many expensive things that in their country. So it need to be have a high salary to buy everything that you have needed in other countries. Okay, that's all.
Okay, thank you so much. I would like to give an opportunity to Eskola COLEGIO PAULO to ask one last question to Eskola ETI.
Well, my question is, what do you think about this kind of situation that the government still permit the youth people to work in overseas, although they already know the disadvantage or the obstacle in it? Thank you.
So the question is about what do you think for the government that continuously decide allowing people to go to work in overseas, even though they have known the disadvantage and also advantage of allowing people to go to work in overseas. What do you think? So the question is asking about, you have seen that the government is still continuously allowing people to go to work in overseas, although the government have known disadvantage and also the advantage. So what do you think? Is it a good decision or is it a bad decision?
I think this question we have been answered that just a few minutes ago. The question is asking about, does it have a benefit for the young people that have decided to work in overseas? I think this is a very good decision for us, or for the young people, because we know in East Timor we don't have a lot of employment. We have, but we don't have a better experience to work on that. So the better decision is we still don't have any material to explore more things about that.
Thank you so much, Eskola ETI. I would like to give a last opportunity to you to ask question to Eskola COLEGIO PAULO. Your time is given.
Okay, this is my questions. Can you give a reason why we are lack of employment?
So the question is simple. It's asking about, could you please give us the reason why we are lack of employment? Lack of employment?
Employment.
Why we are lack of employment in our country?
Because we don't really have the job markets. And the job markets? The job markets, and also we have family system, and wait a minute. And we have lack of skill required of employment. One of the problem is lack of skills, soft skills especially, such as communication in foreign language, teamwork, decision making, etc., which are essential traits among the employees. Thank you.
So the main reason for that is because there will be a lack of skills, and which is not allow us to create more opportunity and letting us to highest the number of unemployment in our country. So with that being said, I would like to give an opportunity to our panelists to ask question. Each panelist is going to ask one specific only, and you have to ensure that it's short, simple, and understandable. Thank you so much.
Test. Awesome. Okay. Okay. Thank you so much for another opportunity. Here I would like to ask from both sides, as you mentioned about the unemployment, about job opportunity, and so many things, and also you also mentioned about the benefit and the disadvantage and advantage, like working overseas. But remember, the motion is about the government needs to intervene, or needs to decrease the number of youth who decide to work in overseas. So my question for both sides is that why, if it is good, if you say if in here we don't have employment, we don't have a job opportunity, and then they decide to go to overseas to work there, but then government needs to decrease this. So my question is why the government needs to decrease this, decrease the number of youth who decide to work in overseas. What's the reason? Why? My question is that.
Would you mind again elaborate on that question?
Yes. So the question is that why the government, if it is good, it gives benefit to the youth, then why the government needs to decrease this?
Okay. Thank you so much for the question. So the question is asking about, since our motion is asking about how can the government minimize the number of youth people that have decided to go to work in overseas. However, you have mentioned that there are advantages of allowing people to go to work in overseas. So as the debaters, why do we still allowing, why do you need the government to decrease the number of people that go to work in overseas? Why do you think the government needs to decrease this number, given the fact that you have explained that it is giving advantage for the people and also for the government? Your time is given. I would like to go with Eskola COLEGIO PAULO.
Because why the government should minimize? Because it's better for them to stay here, and government opening many jobs instead, because that way they can support our country and develop our country directly, not from other countries. They can stay here and develop our country and contributing to our country.
Well, I'm gonna add, they have to know that youth people is the key for the bright future in our country. If you all still permit them to work in overseas and work for other country instead of work in their own country, the youth people will think that they don't have to get a high degree or finish the school, because at the end they will work in overseas. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Debaters from ETI, you are allowed to answer the question, 1 minute only.
Let me say, the government does not have a right to stop the young people to work in overseas. The government has only right how to solve the problem of why they are out of our country. As we know, the youth people is an agent of changing. The youth people is an agent of development. What if all of the youth people are out of this country? Then who will look after the country? So we need the young people, the youth people, to stay in our country, because we know the youth people is a hope of our future.
Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. I would like to give an opportunity to our second panelist to ask the question. Your time is given.
Well, thank you, and a very good afternoon to everyone. My question is, as a youth, I'd like to ask about your observations regarding to, is our government already create a good conditions to youth of Timor-Leste? If yes, why? If no, why? Thank you.
Do you get the question?
Can I repeat? Yeah.
Yes, please.
My question is, ask about your observations. Is our government has already been create a good conditions to our youth of Timor-Leste? If yes, why? If no, why? Thank you.
Panelists, would you mind elaborate on what condition specifically you are talking about?
Especially in employment.
Okay, so the question is asking about what do you think, as your observation in this country, what do you think is our government has created a good condition for the youth in our country regarding employment in our country? Is the government has made a good condition or bad decisions? Is it good? Why? Is it bad? Why? Your time is given. I would like to deal with Eskola ETI first.
Can you simplify the question again?
So the question is, according to your observation in this country, do you think the government has made a good decision regarding the employment rate in our country? If it's yes, why? And if it's not, why?
According to my observation, as a young people who lives in this country, and I come observe that the government of East Timor not yet prepared in a good condition for the youth people who have worked here, because we can see the real condition or the real situation. All of the young people that work in others country, after returning back, they don't have anything to do. Because why? There is no a condition that we call anticipation condition. I think that's all.
Thank you so much. I would like to give an opportunity to Eskola COLEGIO PAULO. Same question. Your time is given.
Okay, about good and bad decision, we cannot say it's bad because I think it's kind of respectful for me to say that. So first, I think not yet, not good enough yet, because I think they should focus more on youth, because as we can see in our everyday life, jobs, so many jobs, they don't recruit that many youth, but the like higher people, they have like elderly to manage and such things. Okay, she said the same.
Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, please give them a round of applause. Thank you. I would like to give an opportunity to our last panelist to ask question as well. Each panelist only allowed to ask one question only. Your time is given.
Test. Based on your presentation, both teams have been agree on a statement which say that sending a youth to work overseas is a good decision. So the question is, do you believe that sending more young people to working in another country bring benefit to our country? If yes, what are the benefits? If no, then why should we keep sending them to working overseas?
So the question is asking about you, both debaters agree that sending our people to work in overseas is good. So what are the benefits by sending our people to work in overseas? So if there is a benefit, tell us why, and if there is not benefit, tell us why. I would like to give a chance to Eskola, COLEGIO, PAULO as well. I would like to give an opportunity to the debaters to answer the question.
Okay, so there is benefit and there is disadvantages, as we already said before. Do you want?
Well, the benefits is the government can permit, but still should minimize the youth people to go to work in overseas, because it still have benefits like it can develop our own economy in our country and also increase our economy at the same time.
Okay, thank you so much. I would like to give an opportunity to Eskola ETI to answer the question. Your time is given.
Okay, thank you. I will the question. I'm going to answer this question. That, up to my opinions, this giving us benefits because he have government bring young people to other cities to get more experience, skills, capable, and if they come back, the government have to give them a place to apply the skill that they have. That's the benefits. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen, and the people who are watching from the live streaming. We are going to have another session for today's debating, so stay with us and we'll come back in 5 minutes. Debaters, you may come forward to shake hands.
Pro contra ideias e assunto, ideologia, política, justiça, defesa, segurança, economia, social, educação no cultura, exclusivo, crítico no construtivo, TVE debate, sai inspiração para o futuro.